Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at EGLD. Before we jump into the price action, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description down below, you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It's free to join. Once in the general chat area, just add mention member staff. We'll be happy to help you out. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is quite choppy and quite messy, this structure within EGLD here. And basically I'm looking at a couple of macro possibilities here, but I'm just more interested in what this micro term move is doing here. Basically there's a couple of ways we're going to be looking at this. So potentially we can count this as a 5-wave move. I don't like this part of it though, because it doesn't overlap this wave 1, but this wave 4 comes down very deep here. And it is possible that this could be something else where this becomes in 1 2 1 2, and then actually we're looking for a much higher push to the upside. So we just need to be careful with it. But I am looking at this in this way and it would fit. The only thing is this wave 2 and 4 would be quite disproportionate as well. So I'm just giving this a bit of time to see how it plays out. If it's not a 5-wave move like this, we can always chop it down to corrective structure to the upside, though I would ideally want a 5-wave structure here. So I'm going to go over another way of counting this, where we actually complete into here, and then potentially we're setting up another move up here. So we're going to go over a few options, so make sure you stay tuned to see them all. So if this is a 5-wave move completed into this area here, effectively we wouldn't really want to come back up above this unless we're getting a flat correction. But for the most part, this 47, 46, we wouldn't really want to come back up past this zone. So now there's a few ways we can look at this structure. So potentially we could be looking to break down from here, and this is how I'd be currently looking at it, um, just based off of this first wave. So we could look potentially at a 1 2, and then potentially that we could have this as a 5-wave move that's still playing out in here. So we can see this as a 1 2 3. Potentially we're setting up for this 4th wave. Invalidation of this 5th wave to the downside actually comes by crossing this 45.85. So if we move past that point, then we will have to um, acknowledge that this is completed into here. So the reason why I'm allowing for this additional 4th here is because if we count this structure within here, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, it allows for the fact that we could have this additional 1 2 3, yeah, this 1 2 3 4 5. So if we face rejection, so this is we've actually moved up into the lower range of this 45.23, and this 45.58 is actually the higher end of it. I wouldn't want to go too much higher than this, really. We can potentially wick up here, but I wouldn't really want to come too much into that zone, otherwise it looks to invalidate this next move down. So if we do push down, this 43.82 to this 43.37 is a interesting zone. We might look for support. If we do get support here, we got a couple of things that can play out. So until we actually move down a bit deeper, this 42.04 would be a typical 3rd wave. So we haven't quite reached that location. So it is possible that this could still extend out slightly if this is playing out, and we could look to actually move down to this 42.04. Although I can't see it within the structure at the moment. The only way that it could be possible is that if we set up another 1 2 here, where this becomes a 1 2, and then we look to break down for the 3 4 5. And what we'd be looking for here is either we're going to come down here and we're going to form this 5-wave move in this option, and then we can potentially look for a move up for B wave again. And then that would potentially set us up for 1 2. So the rejection zone currently is sitting at this 45.67 to this 46.59. If we face rejection in here, we could actually be looking for a deeper push to the downside. And basically what we'd be looking for is for more evidence that we're in this wave 3 down here. So confirmation would only be ready come if we're looking at this as a 1 2 from here. Effectively, confirmation would only come by passing much lower down this 41.23 zone. So it's only actually much deeper that we would get that confirmation of this move. So we just have to give it a bit of time here and see how this plays out exactly, because if we do break down past this 41.23 after moving up here, it would indicate to me that we are in this 3rd wave over here. So this is just looking for that breakdown, and this is possible for as long as we hold below this point of this 4729 and this 4746 area. So if we do get this third wave into this location, like I said, unless we start to extend out and we reach this zone, it would actually look like if we came back up here as another 1-2, that would actually push through this zone, and actually this target area would be deeper. So the support zone that we could potentially look for is this 3909 to this 3504. So that's what we'd be looking for, and potentially this move could then develop as an A, a B, and then a C down into the zone. And then if we were looking for it, we could have the additional leg to the upside here. So if we are counting this as a 5-wave move, it wouldn't be able to be in isolation, and we'd have to see this additional leg to the upside here to confirm it. Okay, so that's just looking at the 5-wave move. So that was looking at the breakdown. So there is also the possibility that we could just form corrective structure to the downside. So this would still facilitate being able to move down into this zone. It's just we wouldn't be looking at it as an impulse. So potentially what we could get then is a bigger corrective structure which drags us down into this area. And that would be looking at this whole move here as an A, potentially moving up for the B. So the rejection zone is much the same. This 4672 to this 4574. You can see that the golden pocket sits right at the bottom of this move here, so that'll be an interesting zone to see how we interact if we do move back up here, and then potentially look for that C wave to the downside. So the 1-to-1 based off of this 618 retracement would actually take us down to this 4288. The thing is, if we just form a corrective structure here, we could actually look to push up one more time. So we have to just be careful with that. Alternatively, what we might find is we come down into this zone, we move back up, test some of these areas, and then actually look to progress to the downside in a corrective structure. So this would then be an A, a B, and a C, potentially, or a W, X, and a Y. And then we could potentially come down here and actually retest some of these lower ranges. Ideally, I'd be still looking for this deeper retracement here, so we'll have to monitor this and see how it plays out exactly. Okay, so that's looking at it as a 5-wave move. So now the other options are basically looking at this slightly different. So this one is looking at it as a corrective structure where we look at this as an A, B, C, into this for W. This is an X wave, and then this mess over here, we'd have to look at this as a as because of so we have a 5-wave move here and we have a 5-wave move here, and it goes higher than origin. So it can't be anything else besides a flat with a connector wave and another flat. So three. So this would be a 3-3-5, basically a flat correction. Otherwise, it doesn't fit into the structure here. So with that said, what we'd be looking for then is the potential that this is an A, B, and a C to the upside here. So this could technically be completed, and this Y wave 1-to-1 is this 4973. So typically this W and Y wave will have a 1-to-1 relationship, but it doesn't always have to happen, and it has met the minimum requirement technically. So if we do start to break down from here, there's a couple of things I'm looking out for. Either this can complete and we can actually just look to take this low point and we'll start to actually break down deeper. Or alternatively, what we can find is we can find support either higher up here in this 42.25 to this 39.53 area. And then we could see something like this play out where we actually come back down into these zones, we test this B wave, and then actually we look to push up one more time into this area here of this 50.96. So this is a zone that we could actually look to push back up to if we see this kind of a structure play out. Because basically, if we take this from this low point, I'm actually going to get it on here rather. We can see here that this 1-to-1 is actually bring us up to here off of this 5192 off of the 618 retracement. So this is something we'll just have to keep an eye on if we do move down here and find support and actually look to push up. That could be a target area that we look to move up to. And basically we can see that this comes into this 5225 zone of this rejection box, which would be a 702 retracement. So that's something we just need to keep an eye on. If we do move up higher here, we need to just be careful of this box zone as we could still face rejection within it and set a new low. If we fail to hold this 3761 area, this would invalidate counting this additional move as a Y wave here, unless it's a flat. And then potentially we would be looking for a deeper move down here and potentially to look for support. So it depends how we want to count this. But basically, the support zone of this entire move is the same here. This 50% would be this 39.20, which would be coming and actually testing out these lows again here, or the support zone here. And then lower down would be the 786. So anywhere between this range. The 618 would actually be here, and that could be a zone we look to target. So that's looking at it as a corrective structure. I am still anticipating a move to the downside again, but we'll have to see how this plays out. If we do get that 5-wave move and it actually finds support, then we could actually look to make a bigger 5-wave structure to the upside. So I'm actually going to turn that off for now. The other way of looking at this move is looking at this as a 1, 2, 3 into this high, 4, and a 5. And then looking for the potential that actually we're setting up for a zigzag here with a small connector wave in the middle here. Like we were saying, we've got this strange little section in here. So this is possible for as long as we hold the 4109. If we do get this, we can count this as a 5-wave move into here. This is a flat, and then potentially we could actually be setting up for a bigger move to the upside. So within this structure, what we'd be looking for is the fact that if we're just looking at this as a corrective move to the downside, if I come into this high point, down into this low point, back up into this zone here, we can see we've almost come down to this 1-to-1. So if we actually move down a little bit lower, potentially we could still, it could be completed here. So that's what I was saying. We need to see with that breakdown option, we need to see if we manage to actually take these high points or manage to overcome those resistance zones again. It is also possible, like we said, that we could have one more little push to the downside here. If we do push down lower, interesting zone of support would be this 43.39. We've got a lot of consolidation in this area. So it is possible that we could look to find support there. Alternatively, even coming back and retesting this channel line would still not invalidate this move. If this move only gets invalidated by moving below this 4109. If we do manage to hold the support box and we start to see 5-wave structure to the upside, what I'd want to see is to see whether we actually, so what we'd be getting is basically a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. If we do get a move like this to the upside, what we could then be looking at is potentially moving up towards this 54.77 range to confirm this third wave. If we do get a move up here like this would actually confirm this third wave, and then we'd be looking for this fourth and this fifth up to the range of this 57.89 to this 56.02. So that's something that we might actually see play out if we do get this structure within here. So we're just going to have to give it a bit of time. If we manage to hold these support zones, then we can look for this progression to the upside. Though if we start to break down, effectively we need to see if we manage to hold that support from the 5-wave move. If we lose that, if we lose this 35.04, it becomes more probable that we're actually going to take this low here. So I'm going to be doing a macro video on this soon as well, so we can go over a couple of the macro ideas within the structures, and then yeah, talk about that as well. Okay, so keep an eye out for it. If you enjoy the video, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description below you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not check it out? Free to join. Once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with whatever you may need. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Take care out there.